We have had to drag a caravan out of a rough part of town, metal bar in hand, being stared down by an aggressive dog. We've watched our livelihood float away when a dam burst and sold a burnt out shell of a caravan on Trade Me just to stay afloat. If you think building a business is a straight line, let me show you the 5 disasters that nearly broke us and the grit that kept us going. People say business is about freedom, but they don't mention the part where your freedom is blowing over in a storm, floating down a river, or literally on fire. So today, I'm sharing the 5 disasters and how we kept going. Hi, I'm Jo. Welcome back to Rock Till We Drop. Disaster number 1, the blow over. This one happened on our very first trip overseas. A big gust of wind came through and blew one of our caravans straight over onto its roof. Luckily, we'd set up a call centre to take calls while we were away and had a worst case scenario where they could ring a neighbour, and they did. He sorted it out for us. We got home, repaired it, and it was back in use before we knew it. That was our first lesson. Build resistance into your systems, because storms don't care if you're on holiday. Prepare for the worst. Hope for the best. Otherwise, you'll be too afraid to get away on holiday. Disaster number 2, the fire. This one was a beauty. A tenant came home drunk, started cooking dinner, went outside, locked the keys in the caravan, and instead of going to the office for the spare key, he went to sleep in his car, as you do. By morning, the neighbours woke to smoke pouring out of the windows. The caravan was gutted. The funny part of this story, though, we sold that burnt shell on Trade Me for more than we paid for it. The lesson here, you can't control people, but you can control how quickly you recover. Disaster number 3, the flood. A tenant moved one of our caravans to a motorcamp without telling us. Then a dam burst behind the camp and the whole place flooded, including our caravan, which just floated away. When we turned up to salvage what we could, the tenant was there giving her sob story to the newspaper while we were trying to scrounge what we could from this poor caravan. Nobody cared about us. Luckily, we did apply to the council and they gave us a small payout for their muck-up with the dam bursting. Lesson: communication matters, and so does choosing the right location. Disaster 4, the terrible tenant. This one was a mission. No rent for months, so we went to pick up the caravan from the rough part of town. We had to drag it out by hand with a large aggressive dog inside the caravan and the caravan full of junk. We armed ourselves with a metal bar, let the dog out. He was actually fine, thank goodness. Then we threw everything on the front lawn and drove the caravan home. On the way home, the front window broke. We never heard from those tenants again. The lesson here: have clear boundaries and stick to them. Disaster number 5, the stolen caravan. We were too trusting back then. No wheel locks. Thieves dragged the caravan out without even lifting the stays. These days, Facebook would have found it in 20 minutes, Back then, it was just gone. Lesson from this: secure your assets. But if someone really wants to steal something, they'll find a way. After 20 years, 42 caravans, and hundreds of tenants, honestly, I think we got off pretty lightly. A few blowovers, a fire, a flood, theft. That's all part of the story. Every disaster taught us something. And that's really how we built our business, one lesson at a time. We survived the fires, the floods, to get to where we are today. In fact, sitting here in our lovely caravan, it's hard to believe how far we've come. This caravan isn't just our pride and joy, it's actually our ticket to travelling the world through RV swaps, which I talk about on our other channel, Travel on the Cheap. I'll put a link in the comments. So, if that hasn't put you off owning a business, you're already halfway there. Thanks for joining me today. Ciao for now.